Story we've been tracking all day. A three-judge bench of the Supreme Court is in the process of deciding on the fate of Yakub Menon, one of the masterminds of the 1993 Bombay serial blasts in which 257 people had lost their lives. The hearing has begun this morning. The judges took a break for lunch. They're back now and hearing this case and deciding on whether there was any issue as far as the earlier curative petition, and the bench which was hearing it was concerned, whether as has been argued by Yakub Menon's lawyers, that he was not given the due notice before his execution is to be carried out. That's supposed to take place at 7 a.m. tomorrow. The essential argument that Yakub's lawyers have been making is that all the avenues of justice which should be available to Yakub Menon are not being made available to him because the process has gone wrong at various stages. That's the largest story right now. Let's go straight across to NDTV's Ketaki Angre, who joins us, as does Saurabh Gupta. Ketaki, to you first. Has the hearing resumed in the Supreme Court, Ketaki?
Well, yes, the hearing has resumed. It was scheduled to start at 2 in the afternoon. Now, basically, Mukul Rohatgi, who's also representing the Maharashtra government, he's the Attorney General, of course, he's putting forth his arguments, and after that, we expect some sort of order from the court. Now, whether that order will take place immediately or by the end of the day, that's something we'll have to wait and watch. But certainly, the arguments advance on both sides. We're talking specifically to do with Yakub Menon and whether all the legal options and remedies available before him, were they exhausted or not. Now, Yakub Menon's lawyers have put forth the argument that although the warrant was issued on the 30th of April, Yakub Menon was not heard at that time. It was unilaterally issued. Also, he was informed only 2 months after the warrant was issued. So he got just 17 days notice before he knew that he had to hang, and that execution order, of course, for tomorrow 7 a.m. So really just a few hours left before that death warrant can be executed. As you know, yesterday when the two judges of the Supreme Court differed on their orders and gave two separate orders, at that time they did not stay his execution. So, you know, that sword still hanging over his head. It's still not clear whether the Supreme Court will in any way stay that order. That perhaps we can expect an order by the end of the day. What the Attorney General was focusing on, he's saying that there may have been new mercy petitions, new pleas, but Yakub Menon was given enough time to file review petitions. The first review petition that he had filed was in 2013, and after it was rejected, he had sufficient time to file a curative petition, which is the next legal recourse. He did not do that. In fact, he got the chance to file a second review petition in the same year. After that as well, when he was informed that his review petition has been rejected, he only showed his intention to file a curative petition but did not go forward with it. So the warrant, when it was actually announced and was issued on the 30th of April, there was no curative petition pending before the Supreme Court. So the argument of the lawyers for Yakub Menon that, you know, this was done without him using all his legal remedies. Certainly there are technicalities that are now being talked about on both sides, but really at the end of the day, he's the only convict in the 1993 blasts case who still is on the death row. The others, 10 of them who also had got the death penalty, their sentence was commuted to life earlier by the Supreme Court. He's the only convict now who's still on the death row, and that too the Supreme Court, all eyes on it, especially since his execution is slated for 7 a.m. tomorrow in the Nagpur Central Jail. Vishnu?
Saurabh, there is an effort also in having filed, in Yakub having filed another appeal to the President, a mercy plea. This is a second mercy plea. His brother had filed a mercy plea to the President last year. That had been rejected, but now they're trying to use that same avenue again.
Well, that's right. The family is extremely private right now. They're not speaking to anybody. We've tried to get in touch with them. They say that they have nothing to say except to add that they are actually hoping for mercy from the Supreme Court. They want the sentence, that the death sentence, to be commuted to life. And of course, that's their argument. They're saying that, you know, the warrant that was issued, like Ketki mentioned, was not issued until he had exhausted all his legal remedies. Of course, there are technicalities in those arguments that Ketki also spoke about. But at the moment, the family says that they are hoping that there will be some kind of, you know, stay on the sentence, that they want mercy. They're not even they say that we're not concerned about whether you know, he's out or not. We just want the death sentence to be commuted to life, because we know that there is no way we can actually challenge the conviction or that his guilt that has been proved in court. So it's only a question of the death sentence. It's a question of whether Yakub Menon will be sentenced to death or will it be commuted to life, something that's been a matter of debate and something that the family is hoping will go their way.